Why are some sunsets red? The atmosphere contains particles of water and dust. As sunlight passes through the particles, it is scattered. However, not all wavelengths are scattered to the same extent. Tiny suspended particles in the atmosphere and the gas molecules themselves cause the light from the sun to be split into its constituents, wavelengths. This is called Rayleigh scattering. The shorter, blue wavelengths are scattered more, so the sky appears bluer. The further from the sun you look at the sunset, the sky at the horizon looks red because the light there is scattered least. What is solution? A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two substances. The most abundant component of the system is known as the solvent, whereas solute is a substance which is dissolved in the solution. The solute particles are in either atomic or molecular level. The size of solute particles is usually 1 micrometers. Solvents and solutes are in same phase and cannot be distinguished even under a light microscope. The homogeneity of solutions arises from the fact that the solutes are evenly distributed in the solvent. The components of a solution system are comparatively difficult to be separated than that of suspensions or colloids. Example: sodium chloride is a white solid. After dissolving it in water, you cannot see the white solid anymore. Instead, you will only see the transparent solution. What is suspension? Particles of suspensions are often greater than 1000 micrometers. Therefore, suspensions are heterogeneous. They are not of one phase. When soil is mixed with water, large soil particles can be clearly seen and distinguished from water. This system is typically suspension. Particles in suspension tend to travel through the medium and undergo sedimentation with time. Due to the large sizes of particles, they can be easily separated by filtration. Suspensions are cloudy. Unlike solution, due to bigger particle size, light is scattered or reflected by these particles. Most known suspensions are formed by suspending solid particles in water. Examples: muddy water and calcium carbonate in water. In terms of size, solution size of particles is less than 1 micrometer, while suspension size of particles is greater than 100 micrometer. In terms of filterability, the solution can pass through ordinary filter paper and also through animal membrane, while the suspension do not pass through filter paper or animal membrane. In terms of settling, in solution, particles do not settle down on keeping, while suspension, particles settle down on their own under gravity. In terms of visibility, in solution, particles are invisible to the naked eye as well as under microscope, while in suspension, particles are visible to the naked eye. In terms of separation, in solution, the solute and solvent cannot be separated by ordinary filtration or by ultrafiltration, while in suspension, the solute and solvent can be separated by ordinary filtration. Lastly, in terms of diffusion, in solution, it diffuses quickly, while in suspension, do not diffuse.
Colloids are mixtures in which one or more substances are dispersed as relatively large solid particles or liquid droplets throughout a solid, liquid, or gaseous medium. The particles of a colloid remain dispersed and do not settle due to gravity, and they are often electrically charged. Example of colloids can be whipped cream, mayonnaise, milk, butter, gelatin, jelly, muddy, water, plaster, colored glass, and paper. What distinguishes a colloid from a suspension and a solution? A colloid is a heterogeneous mixture containing particles that range in size from 1 nanometers to 1000 nanometers. Colloids have particles smaller than those in suspensions and larger than those in solutions. The Tyndall effect is the scattering of a beam of light by a medium containing small suspended particles. It is caused by reflection of the incident radiation from the surfaces of the particles, reflection from the interior walls of the particles, and refraction and diffraction of the radiation as it passes through the particles. Brownian motion is the random motion of particles suspended in a fluid resulting from their collision with the fast-moving atoms or molecules in the gas or liquid.
What is coagulation? Coagulation is a process of combining colloidal particles and dissolving organic materials into larger aggregates. In coagulation, colloidal particles also tend to stay suspended because they become charged by adsorbing ions from the dispersing medium onto their surface. In a colloidal system, all colloidal particles have the same charge, although the system is neutral. The repulsion between the like-charged particle prevents it from forming heavier aggregates that would have a greater tendency to settle out. Fog is an example of colloidal system with a liquid dispersed in gas. Next is, what is emulsion? Emulsion is a colloidal dispersion of a liquid in another liquid. It is a part of a general class of two-phase system of matter called colloids. The common examples of emulsion includes egg yolk, butter, and mayonnaise. Emulsification is a process of mixing liquids to form an emulsion. Oils and greases are not soluble in water. However, it forms a colloidal dispersion if soap or detergent is added to the water. Soap or detergent is one of the examples of a polar and at the same time non-polar molecules.